Hey, what's going on? Stu didn't want to do double streams today. So it's me doing Final Fantasy XIII 2. Unexpected. I'm not going to get a chance to do 2 streams on Friday, so I figured now would be a great time. Schedules and feelings added up real well. So here we go. Everyone's doing okay. Got some peanuts here for snacks. Honey roasted this time. I miss pepper roasted peanuts. You don't really find those around here. You'll occasionally find, like, peanuts with pepper powder on them in small packages, which is fine, but it's not pepper roasted peanuts. All right, I spent about an hour earlier making sure that all the patches were in place so this game would work, because Square Enix is really bad at PC ports and has been for a really long time. But this should work, and we're gonna do this. All right, now we're starting up. I'm fully expecting it to go wrong. All right, now I need to actually... Whoops, I knew I forgot something. One sec. Game capture. Switch to XIII-2 img.exe. There we go. Now it should come up in a second. There we go. We got this cool intro movie. Now, Final Fantasy XIII ended on a sour note. It leaned really hard into Bury Your Gaze. Which, unfortunately, it was very unfortunate just on its own. But on the other hand, it does say beyond a shadow of a doubt that Fang and Vanille were supposed to be queer. So that's something. I don't know who this kid is. Looks like a Sora. It looks like a Terra, actually. He's got the cool clothes. Now that's just Final Fantasy VII. There, that's just Final Fantasy VII. Guy with a big sword lowering a dead woman into the water. Why is that here? Spoilers for a game from 1996. And then she evaporated into crystal dust. That's fun. Okay, those are the Shiva twins. Looks like Lightning wants to fight this guy. That looks like Red 13. Right, so this is happening. This is just the pre-title movie, by the way. This guy's mouth animations are cartoonishly overblown. Looks like that thing that you can get in modeling program, like Source Filmmaker or Daz or Composer, by putting the expression sliders way too far up. to see, especially since lightnings are very subdued. It's a hell of a start. I feel like this must be from later in the game. Also, when we see this again, I'm sure they'll have actual spoken lines. Final Fantasy XIII-2, here we go. Alright, hey, there's a beginner's primer. So I started up a game just to make sure it ran and everything. It did, after all the patches were put in. Here we are, on-screen button explanations. We need to set to controller before we start, or we'll be stuck with the keyboard ones for quite a while. Sure that's stuck. Good. Has the same weirdness with that as Final Fantasy XIII does, where it automatically sets it to keyboard and doesn't save it universally, only per file. So here we go. Just save it over this test one. Final Fantasy XIII-2 will automatically save your progress. Yada yada, save your game manually. To the pause menu. Alright.
That
How y'all
time
doing?
was lost, yet time continued onward.
That was a crystal chair.
Go peacefully to your rest. I will stand guard over your legacy.
Fuck is an Etro?
This endless realm is awash with sadness. Life and death lose all meaning under the rolling waves of chaos. Valhalla. The currents of time do not touch its shores. In this world of lost moments.
Okay, but this really looks like Kingdom Hearts right now.
Anew.
Definitely picking up in the middle of something.
This eternity, it was never your desire. Is that not so? You...
Oh, we're seeing this scene right at the beginning. I really thought it would be, like, way later in the game. That just makes it weird and awkward. Oops. Hey, sweetheart.
Warrior goddess. Now we cross swords! Lose yourself in battle and rejoice! Embrace the terror.
This is the first we're seeing of this nerd.
Husk of the wandering comet, I summon thee!
This This is just literally right where it's picking up. Which is a slightly baffling choice to start in on a sequel with. Probably gonna go like 1 year earlier at the end. Alright, she's still connected to Odin. In any case, the guy on the mountain did just act out Aerith's death's scene from Final Fantasy VII.
Caius Ballad!
Is that his name? Caius Ballad? Or is that the name of her attack? You never know with anime.
Impressive.
Save it.
Okay. Like the opening of Lost Odyssey, yeah? Not to be confused with the last story. That started quite a bit differently.
Let's end this.
The glow.
Cast your shadow over all. Wings of night!
Hey, I know that guy. That guy's a dragon. I guess Bahamut was Fangs, right?
Odin!
So I guess he's not connected to anyone anymore. Except this Caius fella. Oh good. Oh good, we're fighting him. Active time battle. It's probably just like the other one. So let's check the tutorial. Time doesn't stop, ATB gauge, yada yada. Characters perform abilities in battle by expending segments. The ability command allows you to select specific abilities. You can queue up multiple commands on the ATB gauge. Auto battle automatically sets off more commands. Select auto battle to set commands automatically. Chaos Bahamut. With Chaos makes me think fun things. Lightning Strike has been set twice. The expended amount of ATB gauge differs with each attack. When HP is low, use Ulr's Shield, a restoration. Select a target. Hey, yeah, it's just really basic. Continue this action until you have defeated the foe. Good luck.
Time be reborn!
Pew, 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 pew. Lightning Strike and Ulr's Shield is the healing ability. Makes me curious if Chaos Bahamut is meant to be taken in the Final Fantasy sense of the word chaos. It would make sense if someone's Eidolon fell to darkness, yada yada. Hey, fell 3. Don't worry, you didn't miss much. There was a guy that Lightning was fighting, and then he summoned Chaos Bahamut on us. How old is Lightning now that she can be in a whole other weird situation on a horse? Good question. I'm assuming it's been at least a couple of years with the way the cities have been built up. For an hour before we have to go to a long meeting for, hey, no worries, glad you're here.
Now!
for more flashover substance in the opening of 13.
Come on then.
Let's press up. God damn it. Why would they add quick time events? And no option that I saw to turn them off. Ah, that's a bad decision. Interestingly, I was able to skip over that scene entirely, which I found out when I was seeing if it ran well. So I guess you can skip some of them, but you have to skip the whole scene they're in.
Right.
Let's not waste time.
Cinematic action. Alright. 376 damage as he hits the wall. Yeah, Lightning finally figured out that she couldn't block attacks with her arm.
The goddess made a wise choice.
It looks a lot like Sophitia from Soul Calibur right now.
Keeping up.
Oh no, he's pulling a Goblin King.
Everything.
Oblivion is the fate of all things.
What a dork. You choose attack or magic there.
Now it's my turn.
Gun. Oh, it finally works as a gun blade. Good. The options weren't colored gray. They're hard to focus on. Gravity.
We're done here. Say goodbye.
I must thank you. In these final moments, I have met my finest moment.
You're finished, Caius!
Also, it's kind of confusing that it says left stick, go right. I didn't expect to feel this lost at the very beginning of the game. This is a very odd way to start. Her jaw thinner than it used to be?
Etro's Gate.
High fantasy cyber nonsense, but in the other direction this time. You know, you're right.
Of course. The one from the vision.
Oh no, it's the Kingdom Hearts kid.
I know your name.
Seriously, he's falling like a Kingdom Hearts. He looks like a Kingdom Hearts.
What?
She's gonna break a crystal. Guess you break a crystal to summon things now? Wow, how times change, huh? I'm really curious curious if Chaos Bahamut is the same Bahamut or a different creature.
What in the...
That's my big wonder right now.
I'm here.
Where am I?
Valhalla. You prayed for a miracle, and that brought you here. Or am I wrong?
How did you know?
From Valhalla, I can see everything.
Okay.
But who are you?
Lightning.
Summoning an Eidolon is done by shattering your Crystarium. I must have never noticed that.
Time for a real fight.
Well, also, this isn't Odin we've summoned, is the thing. Odin before. So I don't know who this is.
Cap, here it comes! What now?
Gonna get worse. Down with you. He's holding back. He's testing us. Return to chaos.
There's a benediction. This one's healing. Return to chaos is a very Final Fantasy thing. The Ravens who are Odin's familiars. Alright. I could believe that. We'll probably find out for sure soon.
I never said I was a goddess.
Hey! Nothing.
How do we fight him?
This is not your battle. There's something else I need you to do.
What?
Bring my sister to me. Her name is Sarah.
Okay.
You'll need to use the portal. Your time-gazing friend should have told you how it works.
Okay.
That's a gate? But why me?
Because you're the only one who can. You crossed the void and made it to Valhalla.
Oh no, he's Gilgamesh.
Find Sarah. And together you can change the future.
Wait. I can change the future?
Yes.
Maybe his time-gazing friend is Gilgamesh. Oh god. Well,
A good luck charm. Give him to Sarah.
that's a hell of a Moogle right there.
You got it. I'll track her down. What's happening?
Enjoying your little task.
Oh, it's fake Sephiroth again.
Caius?
Caius Casades? From Morrowind?
Get to the gate. I'm counting on you.
Okay.
Both are related to Eidolons. This is a thing that we know, so I guess it makes sense that they turn into something else.
Odin! do it!
He does look like Sephiroth crossed with Seymour. Also, right at the beginning, he reenacted Aerith's death from Final Fantasy VII. Jumped out slowly into the water and lowered a woman into it. Oh, then she did evaporate into crystal dust.
Gotta go!
My hopes go with you, Noel Kreis. Become an arrow through time.
Is his name Christmas Jesus?
Be there for her, because I no longer can. Time flows without pause. In a world where I no longer exist, the future is about to change.
Could not read the episode title in time. Yeah, this game really starts out of fucking nowhere.
The truth still survives, but only you remember it.
Oh, I guess lightning has been removed from time itself. A world without Cocoon. Ah, okay.
Lightning.
They could have left it on the screen for like a second longer and I would have got it.
It was just a dream.
Oh, hey, meteor. It was the Star Wars opening scroll, but worse.
What? What was that? Where did these clothes come from?
All right. Just bring on the cheese. Customize camera control. Up, down, left, right. Cool. I get confused, I'll invert the vertical, because I can never tell which is right until I get to using it. The rest of the game, the data log will fill. Okay, I got that. I did play the first game. The door and head outside. I don't wanna. Wow, she is walking very. Hey, I have a jump button. Now, also the check it out. The mini map doesn't spin. It's set to not spin by default. I've got one eternal crystal. A crystal that can only be obtained by those who have played Final Fantasy XIII. Oh, good. Oh, wow, that is a hell of a pose, huh? I didn't even see it. She's going, ooh, at someone off to the side. She's literally going ooh woo. Significant persons. Lightning. 3 years. Okay, so we're 3 years later. To destroy Cocoon, yada yada. Sarah Farron. Lightning's sister. Unable to accept the fact that Lightning is gone. Now lives as a teacher in the Grand Pulse frontier town of New Bodom. Right? And Nora. Not to be confused with Nora. Society. Fal'Cie and Lassie. To Lassie. Lightning defied the will of the Fal'Cie. Alright. CNCF. was chosen, marked with a brand. Sarah was once chosen as a lessee, but through the heroic efforts of her fiance and her sister. Yeah, just those two. Just those two. That's all it was. Catastrophe. All right, that's what they're calling the replacement for Ragnarok. Subsequent years are marked by the letters as fuck. Good. Cows, we got Cocoon and Pulse. Interior of the sphere has deteriorated, so people had to move down the tower. Pulse or Grand Pulse, Unforgiving Wilderness, New Bodom. One of the settlements built by, of course, New Bodom, right? Took me a sec, but we got there. Yep, lightning did that. Those two lesbians who turned the whole tower into crystal, they also never existed. Where am I? Let's get rid of these exclamation points in primers so that we don't have to deal with that. Jumping. Now we have to jump manually. Battle difficulty, yada yada, skippable cutscenes. Outfits. Oh yeah, so this stuff is DLC that's not supposed to be available in the PC version. It was in fact removed in patch 1.1, which did nothing else. So I got a patch that adds it back in. This year is 3 as fuck. It's just so 3, you know it. So we've got a cute swimsuit. We've got Summoner's Garb, which is very Final Fantasy X Summoner inspired. Got White Mage. Well, yeah, it works. N7 armor. Oh, yeah, she can wear that terrible fucking armor with the cubes on the shoulders that the soldiers wore. Style and Steel. And Final Fantasy XIII outfit, which is like actually her most functional outfit here. Because in Final Fantasy XIII, the main characters wore functional clothes. Seven is the Mass Effect thing. Is it? It looks a lot like the soldier armor from FF13. Also, hey, remember how I said I would love to have that plushie? Well, now I kind of do. Hey, Andy. That was a weird way to start a game. I was not prepared. Functional clothing is really rare in video games. Yeah, especially for main characters. Live trigger. Dreams of strange world. Clothes appearing from nowhere. What's going on? Am I still dreaming?
Is this a dream? These clothes aren't even mine. I must still be asleep.
God, the camera's got different problems than it did in FF13.
It's gone.
More controllable, but it's trying to clip off everything. I wish I could run. Gotta see if I can search things. What's through the other door then? Oh, now I can run. The game was listening. Sarah Wonga and the trauma factor. Them deciding to change everything up between each game is really a fuck sometimes, right? Oh hey, there's fighting going on. Oh, on that zoom in shot, it was gone. That was weird. It doesn't look quite as graphically intense as FF13 did. Where's the village? Everything out here is completely different. What is this place? Is this still a dream? Yep, that's just what I'm going with for her.
This place.
You know, This is how the world looks sometimes when I've got really drunk.
How do I get away from here? This is all just a bad dream. Wake up! I just have to wake up!
Housefly buzzing around me. Hey, there's the Nora kids. They're frozen. Also, there are bugs. Dun 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 dun.
Sarah, come on! Everyone, this way!
Yeah, that's one of the things that re-adding the DLC with the patch did, was the Mass Effect crossover, so it makes sense. Well, it's weird that they would not want you to have that on PC. Probably a Sony thing.
Get a hold of yourself! Lightning can't protect you anymore! You have to look after yourself now. Do you hear me? Your
This
sister.
is not helpful. This is not helpful, LeBro.
You want her? Then you're gonna have to go through me!
Oh no. Oh, I was really hoping he was gonna trip and fall.
Get up, Sarah.
You were in my dream. I saw you.
Save it for later.
Here, take this Moogle.
If I have to?
You're gonna have to. One more thing. Don't ever lay down and wait to die!
Oh, good, he's got a sword that turns into two swords. Ooh, look at that. Double trouble, slash and burn, misdirection. Commando, Ravager, and Sentinel are the only jobs I have access to. Good. No support classes. Three stars? I was at less than half. I was at less than half of the target time. Must have changed up how the scoring works. And I can't fuck with oh yeah, can I look at Noel's outfits? He also has Mass Effect armor. It is exactly the same. He also has Assassin's Creed armor, oh no. He can be a black mage, but without the cool hat. Spacetime Guardian, battle attire. Alrighty. Bestiary, Rift Beast, Vermin. Okay, so we have Rift Beasts that come from Gilgamesh's house. Killed my mom and I'm gonna whine and be heterosexual for danceling. Little bit.
Let's get for it!
Paradigm. Yeah, I was literally already looking at that in the last fight. No, you know what? I'm gonna skip that. There we go. Ravager and Commando should be our default right now anyway. I already kind of dislike Noelle. That's giving me 3 stars for having what should be great time. Oh, they've definitely changed how scoring works. Can't even change what my default is. 5 triggers. So that's dialogue choices. Oh my god, more primers. I don't need all these primers. He's oohing at him. Oh no. Right, it did put him to the right, didn't it? Notices your double swords. I can change my equipment. It didn't give me any extra accessories to put on as a surprise.
I can handle this.
Paradigm shifting seems to be a bit quicker as a rule. Must be something under enemy points and of course preemptive bonus, which I'm not getting currently. People said 13 was bad and it turned out to be really good, so we have some hope that this one will turn out to be not as bad as people say it is. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Andy said it was pretty good, and I generally trust their taste in video games. Came from time to save my sister while I'm conveniently removed from the story, a light novel. Oh, that's interesting. They'll switch targets if you're ready to kill something already, so it doesn't waste attacks. I'd like Noel better if he was Gilgamesh. I mean, they have basically the same backstory so far. They even both have multiple swords. I've only just noticed that her bow turns into swords so she can melee. It's just Gilgamesh Light Edition, right? Yeah, Final Fantasy X-2 completely changed the combat system. Everyone hated Snow. Let's give her another man and try again. Yeah, like, where is Snow during all of this? They're supposed to be married.
Hey, Sarah. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Mackie. Yeah. Gotta go.
Okay.
All right, everyone, listen up. The meteorite hit over there.
Right.
We're gonna check it out.
Team Yuge, ready to roll. Well, and careful. That area's crawling with monsters.
So stay close, come on.
Okay. You heard him. Move out. With you.
Here's LeBro, the most unhelpful person in that scene.
But she's gonna be fine. She just needs some rest.
Sarah's having a panic attack. LeBro runs up and goes, Hey, your sister's dead. Fuck you, your sister's dead.
Whoever you are.
No, Christ.
Okay.
And before I forget, it wasn't just me. You should probably thank this little guy too.
Oh god, what the fuck? That's what Sarah's thinking.
Wow, is that a toy Moogle?
He's supposed to be your lucky charm. Your sister gave him to me.
Wait, you know Lightning?
She's the one who told me to come here.
Where did you see her?
Yeah, I also thought he was Fang when I first saw him in a cutscene.
Yeah, how'd you guess?
I saw it in a dream. I saw my sister.
That's the thing about Snow, though. He was he was not just begging to be punched in the face. They acted like the way he was acting was okay.
Do you mean you actually rode here?
It was the
on
way
meteorite?
that other people reacted to him.
I don't know. Damned if I can remember.
Like, make a giant piece of shit and then have
Check it out.
everyone act like they're, I don't know, ice cream.
Now I know for sure. Lightning is
Lightning was
alive.
the only one who ever punched him in the
She's in
face.
a place called Valhalla. I'd only just met Noel, but I believed him. I believed every word he said. Even though it couldn't possibly be true. It seems like only yesterday.
Cute.
The smile on Lightning's face when she gave her blessing
You
for Snow and me
cute.
to get married. But I'm the only one who ever remembered that. No one believes. It's just a dream, they say, from when I slept in the crystal. An illusion. They say my sister is gone. That 3 years ago she sacrificed herself to stop the fall of Cocoon. She turned into the crystal pillar that holds Cocoon above the surface of Pulse, and saved both worlds. That's what they say. But even so,
That was the lesbians, yep. Something funky's going on here. Oh well, at least my Moogle is visible at all times.
I feel like an interrogator. Do you mind me?
I guess he's intentionally looks like he's made of plastic. So that's cool. He really is a toy Moogle.
Godot and the others left to investigate the meteorite.
Were Yuge and Maki with him?
Yeah, I think so. He made us stay here because the path is covered in fallen trees. He said it was way too dangerous for us.
Yeah, you don't even have a name. Characters without names die all the time in these games. At least characters with names tend to only die in pairs. Can I get that? Oh right, I can jump. I keep forgetting I can jump. And now it keeps sending me a tutorial, but only when I get really, really close. I can't stand on the couch? What's the point of having a jump button? Right, that's blocked off. All the red parts are blocked off, I
Able to
suppose.
keep living on Pulse?
Never seen anything like him before. Took him seconds to turn our sentry bots into scrap metal.
I heard a meteorite fell from the sky, and that's when all these monsters appeared.
That's right. Godot and the others went to check out the meteorite. It's right outside town along the mountain path. That way, over towards Cocoon.
This is a weird mix of this song.
My cat Spot is okay.
Particularly important story moment. Broken our ankles, or worse, get a concussion. Oh, Yeah, only named characters only die when there's an important story moment. Yes. If you have a name and avoid plot-relevant people, you're basically immortal.
Ran off. What a loser.
See, in Final Fantasy XIII, we would have either been blocked off by this, or we would have automatically hopped over it. Now I have to press a button. Hey, Slux.
Curiosity killed the cat, didn't it?
Oh, I can't ask if it's still a dream.
You said you met my sister. What did she look like? What was she wearing?
She was covered by silver armor decorated with feathers. She looked just like a goddess out of some fairy tale.
Just like in my dream. Maybe you really did meet her.
So, have any of y'all ever played Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles: The Crystal Bearer? It is a very strange game, and this game is giving me that kind of tone. Mod clock. Mod clock. Okay, what the fuck is a mod clock? That game doesn't sound real. It feels even more unreal when you play it. Whenever monsters suddenly materialize, the clock. That's just something in Klingon, right? That's hello in Klingon. Appears and progresses through the following indicators. Green, they're immobile, and preemptive strike is possible. So it's just yellow, enemy is moving and ready for battle. Time's up, enemy is fully alert and attacks. When time runs out, the battle begins automatically. Cannot select retry for battles that begin in this manner. Why? You can attack any enemies within the encounter circle. Press A to initiate battle when the enemy is in front of you. Escape from battle by moving far away from enemies so that none remain within the circle. When the clock disappears, it's up to you whether to take on the enemies or flee. Yeah, it does feel a lot like Wild Arms 2 and 3. I was thinking the same. Okay. Wait. Oh, I thought that the mod clock was, circle around me, but it was the symbol at the bottom of the screen. Wait, do I have Libra yet? No, I don't even have a techniques button. Oh, that's an old Pulsework soldier. Huh. It seems smaller in this. More compact. Oh, now I get a 5 stars. Oh, preemptive bonus. So apparently I have to get the preemptive bonus to get high scores. Good. Good. And I still can't change classes. Significant persons. It's Mog, a small mysterious creature covered in white fur. He has bat-like wings that he often beats as he flits around, but his power of flight does not appear to rely on. Mog has a crystal bauble that reacts to the presence of anomalies, and he is proficient at finding lost objects. But his most astounding feature is his ability to transform into a weapon. With the right components available, Mog is capable of evolving into even more powerful weaponry. Lightning came across Mog in Valhalla and asked the strange little being to act as Sarah's protector and good luck charm. Although he closely resembles the fictitious Moogles described in Cocoon's fairy tales, the connection is uncertain. We are absolutely gonna find, like, real Moogles later in the game, huh? Magic is the ability to draw on the crystal power residing within oneself. Okay, so it's magic. So now, the Sea aren't the only ones who can use magic and level up, because the crystals are everywhere now. That's interesting. I was wondering how they were going to handle that, or if they just hand wave. No, they got a real reason. Oh right. I keep expecting it to make me jump automatically. Oh, hi. Started right out facing us. I'm annoyed that I can't change my jobs. Specifically because I want to change my default to have a Ravager. Hey, Beekeeper. Good to see you.
Wow.
Alright, this cube contains potions.
Oh man, Huge really drives us hard.
Cocoon.
The monsters want to come and get me. Now
Keep talking over each other, it's fine. Noel is staring at Cocoon like he's seeing it for the first time. What to say? What do you mean in the legend?
What do you mean by in the legend?
The legend about Cocoon, and how it was held up in the sky by a crystal pillar. How we all knew that story.
Seems funny to call it a legend. It's only been 3 years.
It does appear to be from the distant future, or the distant past.
You gotta be kidding!
Haha!
Still alive, huh?
You don't think? Could the people on Cocoon have brought that wrong?
Not only still alive, I'm very alive. Supposed to get over to there. This is such a weird vehicle for storytelling. Agreed. Okay, so how do I get to this?
Huge
I guess I need some other ability to get the one in the water, or the water's gonna go down eventually. You don't get an auto. What's it called? You don't get an automatic stagger from sneaking up on things. Yeah, I got a potion. Ah, welcome back.
Oh man, Huge really drives us hard.
Hey, Mog. A map of New Bodham. Alright. Maps display your current position. Alright, find location of your objective. Use left or right to move the cursor to the top off number. Displayed after explored at the bottom of the screen. Oh no, Star Ocean 3. Oh no, Star Ocean 3. Enemies just keep spawning in, which is not how it worked in 13. I'm a little disappointed by it so far. It's a small thing. Mog's journey from mythic hero to paired summon to postmaster to objective marker. Listen, it's important to diversify your resume.
Huh?
Boing. Yeah, I just want to get more map. Oh, we got more map. Good. Still going this way.
You know, Mackie might know something
The
about
housefly is going to drive me up the wall.
What's that?
Thank you, Andy.
I wonder where Godot is.
I don't. These cubes are way bigger. Either these cubes are way bigger than the ones in 13, or Sarah is literally half the size of Lightning.
So we're supposed to head toward Cocoon, right?
Sarah, didn't think you were the adventuring type.
Sarah, 1-2 scale. Okay. Can I hit the thing, please? I'm gonna get a good score on asking about my sister, something that's both normal to want and possible to achieve. Clearly, this means that cubes grow, which means they're alive. Ah. How could I have been so blind? This also kind of gives me Chrono Cross vibes. I do think this game is the weakest of the trilogy and all the strongest bits are near the end, which is rough, but I'm curious if you'll agree at the end. I mean, so far it's so tonally distant from the first game. It's bizarre. I wouldn't have thought twice about the way this is if it were not a sequel to something else. I would have just thought, oh, it's a very basic JRPG.
Is this natural?
46%. Remember in Star Ocean 3 how you'd have to rub up against corners to try and get 100% of the map?
What is it?
more of them.
It's an illusion. Like some sort of mirage.
Up to Phoenix Down.
Weird.
And with a 15-minute cutscene with one continuing character and nothing else familiar. Yep.
Unstable time or something.
More meteorite phenomena.
Oh, you got that right. Oh, look at this stuff. Ever since that rock came down, we've been seeing all kinds of aberrations.
Like these weird floating
Any idea what's
cubes.
happening?
Not the slightest clue. Some spots seem to have sped forward centuries. But other parts haven't changed at all.
So, these areas are from different timelines. Realities blending together, like two ages overlap. That about right?
Right.
This is getting more like Chrono Cross by the second. Where did the Moogle come from?
So, is the Moogle from another dimension, do you think?
Well, I'd have to dismantle it to know for sure.
Whoa! I think he understood you. In any case, we can't go breaking Sarah's good luck charm.
You're gonna end up switching bodies with an angry cat for like half or more of the game. Because honestly, that was one of the best parts of Chrono Cross. Where is the blank? Yes. There it is. You need blank. Oh. Doing better now. There we go. That's a good boy. He had a full-on panic attack today.
It's the end of the world.
Man, I can't believe this.
Don't trust your eyes.
Cocoon is gone.
Hear more about Tiny Fieri than Christmas Tree, yeah. At least he's someone familiar. Huh. What are you? An efficient battle strategy. It looks like a giant Seath. An efficient battle strategy is the key to victory. Use LB to perform a paradigm shift. When up against a powerful enemy, switch to Twin Shields, a defensive paradigm, dominated by sentinels that can mitigate damage. Magog. Okay. Uses the powerful attack Swipe. You see him about to unleash Swipe, press LB to perform a paradigm shift. Sentinel's roll bonus is damage reduction. Yes, I know this. Defensive roll is crucial when fighting monsters that deal heavy blows. Not gonna just give us healers, huh? I tell when he's gonna swipe. Oh, whoops. Could have been worse. This is an interesting way to do this when they haven't provided us with a healer. Now I definitely understand why paradigm shifting is faster. Oops, I looked away from the screen for a sec. That's okay. We've still won the fight. Magog is a name we actually recognize, but oh goodness, getting into what exactly it refers to as a can of worms. Oh, fun. All I can think of is Magog from Lion and the King by damn it, I want to say Phoenix Games, but that's incorrect. Dingo Pictures. Phoenix Games was a distributor for some of their terrible movies. By resolving the anomalies along the timeline, you will obtain special objects known as fragments. Fragments are memories of time, solidified into shards, each containing a valuable piece of knowledge or a slice of history. This is wild shit, even for Final Fantasy. Gog and Magog are Sumerian mythological figures, but different. This is, I guess, both of them with nails in their eyes. To view which fragments you currently possess, press Y to access the main menu and select fragments. There's 160 hidden in the worlds? Alright.
love to know what's in that rock.
Yeah, but I want to go this way. It's not gonna let me. Even though there's nothing blocking me from doing it. Ah! Get out of here. Name for or two names that appear in the holy texts of various Abrahamic religions. Very unclear what it actually refers to. Might be two giants named Gog and Magog. Could be two countries or nations called Gog and Magog. Could be one country or nation named Gog Magog. It could be Gog and Magog, who are two words for the same person or thing, or two forms of the same word. Hooray! Dead languages.
I wonder where it came from.
Welcome to Time Janitors. This cube, 300 gil.
Noel's seen a few
Who is
fights
keeping money in these cubes?
We made it.
Wait up!
Diesel greens. Don't even know what language it's from. That makes it even better. Gog and Magog, attorneys at law.
What is that place? Noel, do you know?
Yeah.
Wait, what happened to Cocoon? It's not there.
Well, you're looking at a different time. That's the world I come from. In my world, Cocoon doesn't exist. When I was born, the sky was already empty. Tell me, how many years has it been since Ragnarok appeared and Cocoon fell?
Better be Chocobo.
3 AF. So.
Well, it's 3 as fuck.
For me, all that happened 700 years in the past. I was born and raised in another time. 700 years in the future.
Yes, I knew it. I knew you weren't from this world.
Good job, Sarah.
Last of humanity.
Hey!
Sarah, I can take you there. We can find Lightning together. I know she wants to see you.
You're full of it!
Yeah, that's impossible.
Lightning's gone, man.
Godot. Noel, do you know where my sister is?
Come with me.
What's happening?
I mean, this is basically how Chrono Cross starts, so.
See? It's a time gate.
What do you mean?
Wow.
Time gate.
What the? It's like a portal. Lightning is in a place called Valhalla. She's waiting on the other side.
I couldn't turn my eyes away. I knew the answer lay beyond that gate.
Yes?
The answer to my
Okay,
doubts.
you wanna go the other way?
On the broad plain beneath Cocoon, my sister once celebrated my marriage to Snow. I remember her smile like it was yesterday. But sometime when I wasn't looking, she disappeared. She was gone as if she'd never been there in the first place. Lightning, are you out there? Did I dream that day on Pulse, or did it really happen? Noel says he can find you, but is he telling the truth?
What I was wondering, Felfrey. Can someone explain to Beekeeper what's happened with Lightning? Because I honestly have no idea.
Future, or so he told us.
Listen, when different eras overlap, all kinds of crazy stuff happens. Objects from different times get mixed up. If you want to open a gate and travel through time, you have to find one of those objects. They're called artifacts.
Artifacts?
The keys to the future. They're anachronisms, relics of a different world. Basically, things that don't belong in your time. If we can find one, we might be able to use it to open the gate. Then we could cross time and travel to Lightning's world.
Could Noel be telling the truth? Beyond that
Not like
gate,
Beekman's
a place
world.
called Valhalla. Is Lightning alive and waiting for me? Can I dare to hope again after all this time? Oh, how I want to believe. I want my sister back. So much happened the night the meteorite fell. We all had a lot to think about. I wonder if anyone slept.
So has snow also been removed from time?
Good morning.
They're acting like no one else knows that lightning ever existed, but LeBro did really just run up to Sarah earlier and scream, "Your sister's dead, jerk ass," over and over again. Now access paradigms on the Crystarium. Oh, good. Ah! What the fuck?
Shouldn't we check it out, though? Just gonna make everyone more nervous.
Okay, party paradigms. Okay, so they both have Commando, Ravager, and Sentinel, I guess? Yep. Guess we should put in 2 Ravagers for quick heavy damage. Dual casting. And we should absolutely start on normal, cross, and wide. Huh. That's new. We're focusing on an enemy according to the nature of their roles. Huh. Interesting. Like, we clearly saw Lightning be alive, so that's weird. Hopefully that's... The fuck? Huh? This is different and also hard to look at. I have to choose which roll to increase. Oh, okay, I see. Level 4 gets her Blitz. Level 3 on Ravager gets her Thunder. Okay, I see how it works. That's just very different. And also, as I said, hard to look at. See you later, Val3. Thanks for coming. Oops. I just pressed the button once and accidentally used it. I'm so confused. I can't choose a sphere. Oh, fuck. Alright. This is a really weird way to do this. They both get everything in the right or in the same order? No. Alright, cool. He gets physical elemental attacks as Ravager. No. Mediguard. Alright. That's a start, I guess. This is really hard to understand what the diagram is supposed to be showing. It seems like the diagram is much more confusing than just having it as a list would have been. Significant persons. Paradoxes, time gates. Strange glowing portals. Need an artifact to activate them. Alright. Alright. Now let's quickly go through here. Paradigm tuning. Crystarium, okay. To develop a character, press Y, Crystarium. The Crystarium shows a map of each character's possible development. Enhance a character's attributes and learn new abilities by unlocking crystals in the designated role. Doesn't tell me how or what that means. Crystals can be unlocked using Christogen points. Okay, this is no help. Each role has a different set of abilities. Commandos focus on strength, while Sentinels focus on gaining HP. Crystals in each map differ by role. If you say so. The size of the crystals is proportionate to the importance of the ability or attribute. Unlocking a crystal increases that role's level by 1. Highly efficient as you gain growth bonuses while leveling up that role. Crystarium contains several tiers. Once an entire route has been completed, Crystarium will gain a level. Leveling up the Crystarium unlocks bonuses, such as gaining access to new roles. Alright. So we should focus on one at a time, which is very different from what you had to do in FF13. If I was a longtime fan of this series, I would be so stressed every time a game came out, wondering if their whole new game shtick was one I was capable of understanding and playing. The sequels are always kind of... The direct sequels are always just kind of confusing. They're generally not very well written. Look at Final Fantasy VII's immense number of sequels. Types of treasure chests. There's two types. The cube-shaped chests are more common and found in many locations. Once a chest is opened in a certain location, that chest will no longer contain treasure even if you return in a different time. Box-shaped chests, so we've got cubes and boxes, good. Exists in that time and location. They contain several items such as fragments and live trigger rewards. However, they are not permanent like the spheres, so grab them while you can. Huh. Cubes and foxes, there you go. Fragments, we have Monster Bit. Ogmagog is a giant of the void beyond, banished from this world for violating the laws of time. The beast forever wanders the void in search of escape. Alright. Let's continue leveling up Sarah as Commando, I guess. Mostly because I really like Power Chain. Not enough. Aww. Seems to do real well as Sentinel, so let's keep him going as Sentinel. Chrono Cross thing again, but worse. Yeah. So far the writing doesn't stand up to Chrono Cross.
Holy snow over here. You know how to handle this nightmare.
Labrau's olive tattoo. Why did I just get Labrau's tattoo? What the fuck? That, like...
We agreed to take care of things.
I equip it? No? I'm so confused. Can't switch outfits currently for some reason. I put it on her like a sticker. She did just suddenly run up and start screaming that our sister was dead, so maybe it's good that we stole her tattoo.
Morning.
Good morning, Kupo. Gaston, what are you doing?
Bro, good morning, Kupo.
Hey, gotta stay up here this time.
Kupo. You win. I can't compete with morning people.
Mornings are what I do best. Time for you to move on, huh?
Well, she doesn't seem to have a tattoo, so I guess we really did take it.
You were up late last night, Mackie. Big project?
Project? Yeah, I was,
Hey, Bad Road.
working on something for Snow. That thing, you know.
So, you're just taking him at his word? He says he's from the future, but where's the proof?
He did know tomorrow's lotto numbers.
It's just hard after I had that dream about lightning. You know what I mean?
Hey, Sarah. Listen, what's the deal with you and that Noel guy anyway?
If I said I was going with him, would you stop me?
Let you run off with some con artist? I'd beat him half to death first.
No, he's got a point.
Sarah, wait up for me.
All this
That was a good line read.
gates and time travel. To be honest, I don't know if I'm ready to believe it.
Sarah, there's still so much I don't understand myself. If we can actually find an artifact, then I'll know what I've been saying is true. And once we open the gate, you'll be able to put some of your doubts to rest as well. So what do you think? Will you search for the answers with me?
At least we know that after this game, lightning will return. Searching for artifacts and treasure spheres, pay attention to the Moogle's bauble. The Moogle bauble. It will glow when in the vicinity of special items and other treasures. Find pieces that trigger Mog's bauble and examine the uncovered treasure using A.
Give me a chance and I'll prove that it's true.
Alright, it's twinkling.
Godot really knows how to work people.
Look, I think Mog has found something.
But that's just a cat. Oh, and it's with the one we keep at Nora House.
I'll answer his...
Lying. What's with the Moogle?
Is this really a Moogle?
He sure looks like one. But to be honest, I really don't know. Lightning just called him a good luck charm.
I remember that part. And that's what she said in the dream I had.
You saw the future. But that means...
Actually, a common misconception. Lightning Returns refers to Sarah having to take all of her sister's recent purchases back to the department store. Very nice. Okay, I'm following you this time. Is this cat the treasure?
Wait, the cat isn't an artifact, is it?
Oh, the cat really was the treasure.
Maybe the cat could have picked up the artifact.
Good.
I could really use some hiking boots.
Stay on her, Mog.
I could really use some hiking boots. Stop harassing that cat. We all know that the real treasure was the cats we met along the way, but...
I can see Cocoon, clear as day.
Cats we pet along the way, but...
Snow, so this is where you got to. And the artifact
Oh.
isn't here, huh?
Snow?
Koopal? Oh yeah, she's my pet. Koopal? You
Oh
trained her
good.
and brought her home.
Snow's better this time. They've relegated him to cat.
I don't see why not.
I think we should keep her too. Just as long as she doesn't make a mess in my workshop. Hey, girl.
Are you sure you can look after her?
Can't we all do it? I mean, we are one big family, right?
Yeah, right.
Mackie'll do it.
You too.
Well, this is obviously a different or altered timeline from Final Fantasy XIII, which is a really weird fucking way to
Thanks.
start a sequel.
She's adorable.
She really does have a favorite.
I thought I could hide it from them, but they knew. They saw right through me. I'd lost lightning, and then snow. But those guys...
Or not, apparently Snow was killed.
Oh.
But then also lightning supposedly
It hasn't been all bad.
died before Sarah woke up, which she demonstrably didn't.
Compared to back on Cocoon. But everyone sticks together. Even in the tough times, we have each other. That helps.
Those friends of yours are like family, aren't they?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say the top one. Sure.
Why don't you settle down with us? I'm sure everyone would like that.
It's good of you to offer, but I
It
can't.
seems like none of what's happened lines up with what we know happened. That's normal and you're doing everything correctly. Oh, good.
We're way off track.
Where else should we look?
Mog, help us out here.
You know, if there's one character from Final Fantasy XIII that I could absolutely see just getting himself killed in the 3 years since the battle for the safety of the world, it's definitely Snow. Hey, Gaston. I know, he's still coming down from panic attacks. Hey. You do jumping up and down, okay? Gonna end up hurting yourself doing that. Alright, you're not coming back up here for a bit, okay? Other kitty. Cat is named after a dead character. The cat maybe is the dead character reincarnated, I guess.
Good morning. These are my students. I teach their classes.
A school teacher, huh?
Right! I'm so glad you're all safe. Yeah. Now, did everyone do their homework?
I did mine, because I didn't want you getting mad at me like the last time.
Seems like you'd be soft on kids, but you're pretty strict, huh?
Hey. Not that bad. No, come on. You know, I'm only strict because my teacher was strict. Lightning must have rubbed off on me.
My grandmother was a teacher, too. She taught me everything I know. She taught me about Grand Pulse and its history.
What should we ask him about his grandmother? Are you really from the future?
Is it true? Are you really from the future?
Let me ask you a question. What can I do to convince you?
I'm sorry I asked. I know how hard it is when no one believes you.
Sometimes it bothers me to think I might never make it back. But if you do come with me, you'll be feeling that same fear. That's why I want you to fully understand what you're getting yourself into.
Noel seems manipulative.
I knew my eyes weren't playing tricks on me.
It's Mackie! I better get out of here!
Hey, what's he got there?
Let's follow him.
What's over here then? White crabs? Eh? Eh? Oh no, it's Lightning's knife.
What?
That Hope
Is that the artifact?
gave back to her.
This is Lightning's knife. I keep it in my room, but how did it get out here? Look
There's
there.
Dodge.
Snow!
Sarah!
Hey, this is the ending of Final Fantasy XIII.
Come on.
Okay.
But then they changed it.
It's her knife. I found it near the base of the pillar.
Huh.
Snow.
Sarah, I'm sorry. She must be inside the pillar. Lightning's holding up Cocoon.
We couldn't have this be a timeline where Fang and Vanille survived.
She was right here a second ago. I saw her. We talked. She gave us her blessing. I won't forget that moment. Lightning was happy. Happy that Snow and I were getting married. She laughed and said congrats.
Yeah, there seems to be weird little things with some of the characters' models. Like Lightning looked like she had a thinner jaw than she used to.
Like she was never there to begin with. No one else remembered her smiling and laughing. No one but me.
All your friends think your sister is inside that pillar.
I was scared. People said I was dreaming. They said I was just making up stories so that I didn't have to face the truth.
Listen, Sarah. Your memories are the truth. Lightning is alive. The question is, why are you the only one who remembers?
Why don't the others? Because history changed?
Well, perhaps history changed somehow.
You mean your memories
It's far
are
more likely than...
history was altered
You know what?
afterwards?
Never mind.
Of course, that's not really possible. I know that. But I just don't understand how I can remember it so clearly when no one else can. Weird. The knife looks like it's been polished.
I'm noticing that she doesn't get at all emotional when snow comes up.
I don't think this is our artifact. Let's keep looking.
Hey, Han Solo.
Sorry to tell you, the mountain path is off limits. Cadeau's orders. We can't go near the meteorite right now.
Wait, I remember, wasn't there another path along the shore?
Well, now that you mention it, there is another route along the shore that the surfers use. There's a path that appears when the tide's low. You can't use it right now, though.
Jason Marsden, uh-huh.
What are you running from?
Watch it. Don't go that way.
In a lot of anime as the annoying character. Oh my god, why is that so inaccurate?
We can count on you.
Goodbye.
This is the most subdued role I've ever heard Laura Bailey in.
Hey, gotta work.
Like she was told no less energy.
Here!
This is the dream Sarah had while she's crystallized. Well, that'd be pretty wild.
Here!
don't have Libra. Heck, what's over here? I need to fill in more of the map for a prize. An Iron bangle. Excellent. Alright, Sarah. On your Iron bangle.
So the thing they extracted from the meteorite was a gate?
Had a 30 next to it. Does it have limited uses? Huh. Not giving her third. Oh, she has a capacity. She has an equipment capacity? Alright. The inventory management the Final Fantasy XIII way.
Moogles aren't monsters, right?
I'm not sure what you classify as a monster in this universe. Oh shit. Humans are the real monsters. It's true. It turns out it's man.
I kind of feel bad.
Alright, still can't go in. Oh yeah, I guess the tide's low now.
They're
that makes
investigating that
sense.
thing from inside the meteorite.
I can go into this small area. You know what? No, I'm not fighting y'all. Just gonna go this way. That's right, fuck off.
It was a perfect day to ride some...
There, now we've got you.
Nah, they're not Moogles in 13. They were in the realm of fairy tales. Actually kind of surprised we didn't see any, because the idea behind Moogles is the magically gifted could see them. So I'm surprised they didn't use them as something that only Lassie could see. Always hiding something. What approach would work? Talk to Miss Farron. I promise I won't get mad. You're not gonna believe that.
I promise.
She's mean old Miss Farron.
Tell me.
I know you say you won't get mad at me, but I can't tell you. I don't want to get yelled at.
The kid was trying to get away from Mackie. I bet you anything he was up to no good.
I don't want to yell at you. Oh, I hate that. Why did you run from Mackie?
You were running from Mackie, weren't you? Did you do something you weren't supposed to?
I was watching him work on the robots, and then I saw it and I just couldn't help myself.
This ought to be good. And then what happened?
I want to yell at you.
You're not misbehaving. It makes me sad when my
No,
students don't.
I don't have any good options for this.
Guess I'll own up. The truth is, I sold something from Mackie.
And that's why he was chasing you?
What did you take?
This necklace. It belongs to you, doesn't it?
Wait!
What was he doing with this anyway?
That belongs to Mackie, doesn't it?
No, it's mine. It's a reminder of a promise a good friend made me.
Hey, it's the Final Fantasy XIII title screen song.
Sarah, I believe you. Your sister's alive. She's out there somewhere.
Thank you, Snow.
Here, you hang on to this for a while. When I come back, it'll be with Lightning. Then there's no way she can say no to us getting married.
Okay.
Okay.
And that was the last time I saw Snow. The memories I had of Lightning standing on the plain beneath Cocoon. He was the only one who believed. Believed them enough to do something.
Okay. So he just walked into the sunset?
That's why I...
A good friend? Yeah, this is a lot.
Lightning and Snow are long gone, but you still sit here and wait. Why didn't you...
Friending Nats now. And tripped on a rock and died. We can hope. Oh, wonders why I didn't go after him. Because of the children.
I'm a teacher. I have a responsibility to my students.
3 helpless damsel options and 1 responsible adult option.
Were you secretly glad Snow was out of your life?
What? No, of course not.
Sorry. It's just that in my world, saying farewell, well, it was usually for good. We didn't like to let go so easily.
He is so manipulative. Oh my god. He's not intended to be creepy, then they have failed miserably. I think I preferred Snow. At least he was just douchey. Here! Yes, Sarah's weapon is the Moogle. Which is why I assume it's going to be able to change its forms.
Losing your touch, Mog?
Kupo! It's not his fault. Come on, let's head back.
I got a question for you. Who's this Snow person? Her boyfriend?
My fiancé.
He's my fiancé. He's off trying to find Lightning for me.
You mean he's trying to get to Valhalla?
Well, no. I told everyone there was something strange about Lightning just disappearing. And only Snow believed me.
Ah, I see. That's the kind of guy that everyone looks up to, huh?
I mean, not really, just a few of the kids. Wait, which thing are you relieved they said?
We can count on you.
Just as expected.
This whole game has been losing my grip on reality. Oh, fiancé, gotcha.
No artifact yet, huh?
I had three bizarre answers.
I wonder if someone's trying to mess with us.
Those are ways you might talk about your partner to people you know, but to a complete stranger would just seem very strange.
Doing the right thing.
It might not be a person at all. I mean, with time and space being warped everywhere, anything could happen, really.
Right. And that's how your things ended up out here? It's not a bad theory. Okay, so maybe we should ask if anyone else is missing stuff.
Let's head to the house and find out.
Look, I can fill in one square at a time on this part of the map, just like in Star Ocean 3. There we go. Now at 92% because there's areas we can't reach currently.
You know, I was thinking, if Noel here really is from the future, he must be pretty curious about this time period.
That's true. We should probably explain a few things.
I'm all ears.
It's gonna be an excuse for tutorials.
But 3 years ago, our home basically fell out of the sky. We couldn't rely on the broken Foul Sea anymore. So, most of us made the decision to move to Pulse.
Weren't there millions of people living on Cocoon? It must have been pretty cramped.
Well, it was. But on Pulse, we had to deal with new hardships, like vicious monsters and a lack of provisions.
Sounds like a rough time.
Yeah. But eventually things settled down, and some former military types helped get things organized. Now there's a growing town at the base of Cocoon's pillar. The guys who used to be in charge are long gone.
How did you end up in this place then?
Our leader, Snow, suggested we live somewhere near the ocean. We used to live in a seaside town on Cocoon, so it was like we were rebuilding our home. Snow and the rest of us were used to fighting monsters and getting our hands dirty. So we pretty much settled back into our old way of life.
Snow's not around right now, so we do the best we can. But if Lightning were back, everything would be so much better.
So for everyone here, your sister being gone is the reality. Odd.
Odd.
That mirror, it was never there before.
Huh. That is clearly a Seath stone.
Hey, check it out.
Wait. Okay, what is that?
We've met the 3 members of Nora.
How did that happen?
We've only seen Snow and Lightning in flashbacks and unrelated scenes.
I think this is an artifact.
We found an artifact, just as Noel said we would. Does this mean everything else he said is true?
Or maybe he put it there.
In Valhalla? Maybe. Once I step through the gate, I'll be leaving my friends, my students, and the village for who knows how long. Can you tell me, Lightning? Do I dare believe this man?
Okay, now we just have to head for the gate.
I don't get it. What was that artifact doing in the mirror?
Well, the mirror must have belonged to someone else in the past. Or the future.
Another potion. Good.
Wherever it came from, it didn't belong here in this time.
Scary stuff.
What does Kupo mean anyway?
Head for the gates. All right, maybe I can see the last couple parts of the map now. Give it to Gunther. Socket it into your weapon for extra lightning damage. Oh no.
I'm going to take this artifact and open that gate. But you still don't trust me, do you? I can see it in your eyes. If there's anything you're wondering about or don't believe, just ask, and I'll try to explain.
Well, there is one thing. What is it you want, exactly?
A future that has people in it. I lived at the end of days, I was the very last child to be born. As I grew up, everyone I knew died, one by one, until eventually it was just me. All their dreams fell on my shoulders. I was their last hope. It was too much, so I left. Sure, maybe I couldn't go home again. Maybe I couldn't make everyone happy. But at the very least, I could rebuild a future where everyone could survive. So I went through the gate.
How old is Noel? Like minus 700?
I had a dream, but I didn't think it all out. I didn't know what it really meant. But once I got here and saw how you and your friends live in this village, I knew my dream could come true. In Valhalla, your sister gave me a chance. She gave me hope.
What happened to hope, anyway?
The future can be changed. That's what she told me, and I believe her.
Oh, I just got it looking at Noel. He's one of Hope's descendants.
Thank you for telling me that.
Alright. It literally just took seeing him clearly with the word hope on the screen.
Before we leave.
Thanks. I think I'm okay.
I guess means that they did a good job making it obvious. Oh no, Hope reproduced.
The gate is where the meteorite...
Shit.
So we should head towards Cocoon, right?
You know, it must be strange to have it there, always watching over you.
Okay, they just spawned directly on me. That's not cool. I definitely don't like the way encounters work, as much as I did Final Fantasy XIII's. That heavy bass on the victory song. Boom, 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 boom. Oh. More reactive and less tactical. So far, yeah. God damn it. I definitely don't like how encounters spawn in this game. Also, I guess we are building up information on them without Libra, so that's something. Of course, hope led to Jesus Christmas.
Just as expected.
I will.
Yeah, I went into this game completely blind, so I'm utterly baffled. He's the last Noel. God damn it.
I'm glad we found the artifact. That's not the only weird thing going on here.
Oh my god, please. Sarah. Here! He's a savior, do you get it?
Bye.
Oh god, this game.
I kind of feel bad.
He's a savior who didn't save anyone.
No, even before that.
Oh, I really wish that when she swung her sword, she didn't take this giant step forward.
I know where she is.
And now he's here to save everyone.
Take you to
Is this an Ochu? No, this is one of the slugs. Arasenia. I haven't decided if I'm gonna go back for some of the extra content in 13. I won't do it on stream, most likely. Somebody has to put the chairs on the tables, turn out the lights, and lock the door on the way out. True enough. Phoenix down. Right, we're at 95%.
We need more recruits.
That'll be 96, 96. All right, we're almost there. Oh, absolutely looks like one of the guys who sang Closing Time. Oh, good. We found another appearance of Gog Magog. The diamonds! Hemisonic, yes. I was also trying to think of it. Causality barrier. Oh, good.
Come on!
Children of Men fanfic. I mean, perhaps the same could be said of all JRPGs. Alright, we've got a metal song so that people will think of Final Fantasy X. Where a person disappearing into nothingness was an actually important part of the plot.
Work with me! Here!
The game definitely wants to capture some of that Final Fantasy X energy. Which is an odd place to go with a sequel to Final Fantasy XIII. First Mall Jazz and now this. Tenergy, exactly. It does kind of look like if you cut Anima in half at a diagonal. Gog Magog Hey! Everyone's favorite. Why it appeared here? No reason. Chocobos are large birds used as riding mounts. Feed Ysaw greens to a chocobo and it'll let you hop on its back and ride around. So now we have a limited number of chocobo charges. You'll not encounter any monsters while mounted, so chocobos are your best option when you want to travel somewhere quickly and safely. As LB to dismount, there are some locations where these speedy avian companions are not initially available, but keep exploring and you might find they eventually appear. No time traveler should miss the chance to see the world from the back of a chocobo. Yeah, those are the weird plumes they put on them in FF13. They've kept that design. Choca sideburns, choco chops. Can't believe that chocobo scared away Gog Magog. That's the real hero. Chocobo is the real hero, and I want everyone to understand this. Also, it didn't actually let me ride the chocobo after giving me the chocobo riding tutorial. Most chocobos have natural handlebars, yep. Thank you, Bataro. I want to know why we're hanging around these two chunguses. Could instead be following this noble Bokobo Chocobobble. We hit 198. All right. Well, where's the last of it? There's no more map. Oh, fuck. It's all the way back there. Was it worth doing? Probably not, but I'm gonna do it. Because I'm gonna have to call the stream soon anyway.
Any signs of monsters? All's good here.
Oh, we just saw monsters. Oh, good. We found a box too. Medical kit. All right. Okay, so the chocobo has reappeared, just in a completely different spot. That's very strange. "5 minutes in a dream," that's right. See if we get anything for finishing a map. And if not, why?
Who knows what tomorrow will bring.
Another chocobo. Alright, we'll catch you on the way back, bud. You know, I don't know what I expected out of this game. I expected a Final Fantasy game that was not amazing. I did not expect Chrono Cross.
What an exhausting day.
I hope there's 43 playable characters in it. Wow, okay. 100% not even a prize. That's some shit. You get nothing for finishing the maps? I don't know what I expected to be able to say to prepare you for this game beyond "it's wild. Don't try to understand. That way lies headaches." Okay. Now we have one more Giesel Greens. Okay, good. I can still jump. What is this dubstep? I'm not even hearing any Chocobo song yet. What is... Why is this not the Chocobo song?
The Chocobos.
Why can't the Chocobo jump high enough to continue along this map? There we go. Finally. Minor key Chocobo. Over an overblown techno backing track. Well, it's not my favorite Chocobo song. I do like that they keep screaming, though. Suddenly, very active drums. Oh, you can get back on, apparently.
Are you sure you're ready? You know, once we go through, there might be no coming back.
Yeah, that's why I finished the map in hopes that I'd get a bonus for it. I'm ready.
Yes, I'm ready to go. It's not a dream or a lie. I know my sister is alive out there. I'm sorry I doubted you. Of all people, I should know how bad it can make you feel when no one believes what you say. Snow put all his trust in me. Now it's my turn to do the same for you. I've made up my mind. You and I, we go together.
I won't let you down. We'll find Valhalla, I promise.
Bye, kids. No lessons ever.
So, you're not gonna say goodbye?
There's no need. We already have, sort of. Lightning's knife. It's been sharpened and cleaned.
Well, you did that.
Hey, shut up.
Look, my pendant has a brand new chain.
Oh, okay.
And Snow was purring like a kitten. Someone gave him a good brushing.
Better keep giving him a good brushing.
Hey.
Why don't you guys go fess up?
What?
Go on. You too.
Hey, Sarah. I figured no way you're leaving the pendant behind. So I made a chain, you know, so you wouldn't lose it.
If Lightning is alive out there, wouldn't want her getting mad over a poorly maintained weapon. You know her.
If you leave, someone's got to pick up the slack looking after Snow. So I volunteered myself.
Thanks, guys. It's time for me to go. I don't know what's waiting out there in the future between worlds, but I want to see Lightning so much.
Feels like they're trying to do the same type of
Any chance at all?
stage acting as in Final Fantasy XIII, but the scenes aren't scripted around that.
Come back in one piece. Promise.
So it feels kind of stilted and awkward in a way that 13 didn't.
A miracle will happen.
The future won't change until you make the first step.
You know what you're doing, right?
Well, I can't say that I do. This is the first time I've opened a gate myself. Guess we'll just have to find out.
Hey, what about Sarah?
I'll protect her. I promise you. I vow never to let her come to harm.
Okay.
But trust me, for Sarah's sake.
Getting some mild Code Vein.
I guess this is it.
Guess so. Looks like the future starts now.
I'll be back.
That was cute. They're floating slowly up and then just slurp.
Set out on your journey for my sake. You believed in a promise. You believed in a future you could not see. I will keep fighting here, at the end of the world. I know you will come. I believe in you.
Hey, it's those people.
Sarah.
We just saw Caius lower her dead into the water. Guess she's not dead yet.
It's the Historia Crux. The crossroads of the time continuum.
Historia Crux, or the Cross Time.
You were able to travel backwards from the future?
Right. Just floated through this nowhere space.
Seriously, this is Gilgamesh's territory. Yeah, I think we would have been better off with Greg in our party. Historia Crux is your compass for navigating the rivers of time. Use this to select the year and location to which you wish to travel. From your selection, each time a new gate is opened, more areas will become unlocked, expanding your freedom to journey along the timeline. Okay. Brescia Ruins. Return to the Historia Crux by pressing Start to open the pause menu. This option is not available at certain points in the game. By selecting Return to Historia Crux, game, progress, and data, such as character advancement, will be saved automatically. Time will cease to flow for that location, and you can safely travel to another area without losing story progress. Okay. Use the Historia Crux as your way station to explore the myriad possibilities available through time travel. Once this primer has appeared, loading save data will allow you to continue your game from the Historia Crux. Select a location and off you go. Main menu. I can't save. Oh, there it is. Why is that different from... So normally you press start to save, but here that just has exit game, and they have a different menu outside of that to save from. Gaston, no. Oh, yeah, I guess we'll save and we'll call it. Puzzles that require you to do stuff across 3 or more time points. I would not be surprised. Okay, so thank you all for coming. We'll get back to this on Friday evening. Later tonight, Sue and Christy are going to play Monster Hunter Rise. And in just a few minutes, I believe Bad Road is going to be playing Shadowrun Dragonfall, so I will send a raid that way. So that there is a civil rights movement happening around the world, around the country, and the wider world. There we go. That's the line. There is a civil rights movement happening around the country and the wider world. Black Americans, people of color, are fighting for things that shouldn't have to be fought for. Sorry, I'm kind of woozy after that. Like equal treatment under the law, equal rights, not be attacked, terrorized, and even murdered by the police. There are ways you can help. They're listed in chat there. Please check out those links and also these links, which are kept up to date by my lovely wife, Christy. These are all current campaigns. These are things that you can do to help right now. You know anything else that needs to go here? Let her know. She's Christy September in chat. Black lives matter. Lives of people of color matter. Indigenous lives and lands matter. Asian and Pacific Islander lives matter. These are things that we got to keep saying and pushing and fighting for until the people all the way to the very top not only understand and acknowledge them, but work to make them real, protected truths. All right, here's our schedule at schedule.truck.community and our YouTube channel at youtube.truck.community. And I am going to type /raid Bad Road and bid you all adieu.